Listen up, the world is full of difficult people. Some will test you, some will drain you, and some, they just exist to make your life harder. But here's the truth, it's not about them, it's about you. How you handle them will define who you are. So are you ready to master this game? Let's go. There will always be people who test you, people who poke, provoke, and try to pull you down just to get a reaction. But here's the truth. The moment you react the way they want, they win. Not because they're right, not because they're stronger, but because they just got power over you. Think about it. What does a bully want? What does a toxic person crave? They want your energy, your anger, your frustration. And when you give it to them, you're feeding them exactly what they need. Ever been in traffic and someone starts honking like a maniac? Maybe they yell, maybe they throw their hands up, acting like the world is ending because the car in front of them didn't move in 0.2 seconds. Now, you have two choices. You can yell back, show them a finger, and waste your energy on someone who won't remember you in 5 minutes. Or you can smile, let it go, and keep driving. Who wins here? Not the one who reacts, but the one who remains in control. Power is not about how loud you are. It's about how unshakable you remain. The moment you let someone make you angry, you're giving them your remote control. Imagine carrying a TV remote in your pocket, but instead of controlling a screen, it controls your emotions. Every time someone pushes your buttons, you react. They press anger and you explode. They press sadness and your whole mood shifts. Would you ever hand that remote to a stranger? No. Then why hand your emotions over so easily? There was once a woman in a corporate office, brilliant and hardworking. But there was always that one colleague, the one who loved to criticize, gossip, and find faults in everything she did. One day, at a team meeting, he made a sarcastic comment, trying to belittle her in front of everyone. She could have snapped back. She could have fought fire with fire. But instead she looked at him, smiled, and said, "I see you have a lot to say about me. You must be thinking about me all the time." The entire room laughed. In that moment, she won. She didn't react with anger. She responded with control. And that's the difference. People will try to test you everywhere. In your family, in your workplace, in your relationships. Sometimes even the people closest to you will push your buttons. You tell your dreams to someone and they say, "That's impossible." You share your plans and they say you'll fail. And suddenly you feel the fire rising inside you. You want to prove them wrong right there. Scream, argue, explain why they're wrong. But let me ask you this. Does a lion stop to argue with a barking dog? No, a lion keeps walking because it knows its worth. Your energy is too valuable to be wasted on people who thrive on negativity. Have you ever had a fight with someone and they say something so disrespectful, so hurtful, that you can feel your blood boiling? You start typing a long angry text, ready to destroy them with words. But then you stop, you delete it, and you just let them wander. That silence, that control, that's the moment you win. The loudest response is no response at all. Think about a chess game. The best players don't react emotionally. They think 3 moves ahead. They don't let their opponent's last move shake them. They stay focused on their strategy. Life is the same. Every time someone throws negativity at you, they're making a move. If you react instantly, you're playing their game. But if you pause, breathe, and respond with wisdom, you're playing your game. And in your game, you always win. Even in relationships, this power matters. Say a man ignores a woman to make her chase him. If she reacts, begs for attention, and questions his actions, he feels like he has control. But if she walks away with her head held high, he starts wondering, did I just lose something valuable? The moment you refuse to react is the moment you shift the power in your favor. Not every battle needs your sword. Sometimes your silence is your sharpest weapon. Not every insult needs an answer. Sometimes your absence is the loudest reply. Every time you hold back from reacting, you're training your mind to be stronger, calmer, and untouchable. Imagine being so powerful that no one can shake you. No matter what they say, no matter what they do. That's the kind of strength that makes you unstoppable. People will take from you as much as you allow them to. They will cross lines, push limits, and test how far they can go. And if you keep saying yes when you should say no, if you keep tolerating what disturbs your peace, then don't be surprised when they start treating you like a doormat. A person who lets everyone step all over them, who never says no, who never stands up for themselves, is not being nice. They are being drained, used, and undervalued. Imagine this. You have a phone with 100% battery at the start of the day. Every call, every app, every notification, every demand from others drains a little of that energy. But what happens when you never charge it? What happens when you give and give and give without ever stopping to recharge yourself? You shut down. That's what happens to people who don't set boundaries. They give their energy to others until there's nothing left for themselves. There was once a woman who was always there for everyone. Friends, family, co-workers. Whenever they needed something, she would drop everything. No matter how exhausted she was, she would show up. But the day she needed help, silence, no one was there. And that's when she realized people weren't appreciating her. They were just using her. She was an option for them, but they were a priority for her. The moment she started saying no, the moment she started setting limits, something amazing happened. She didn't lose people. She lost the ones who were only there for their benefit. And the real ones, they stayed. People will call you selfish for setting boundaries. They will say, you've changed. Yes, you have. You've stopped being available for their convenience. You've stopped being the person who bends over backward while they stand there taking everything you offer. And that's a good thing. A tree that never stops giving its fruit and shade will one day stand bare. You must protect your energy, your time, your emotions, because no one else will do it for you. Think of the most powerful people in the world. Do you think they let just anyone walk into their lives and demand things from them? No, they have gates, security, limits. Not everyone gets access to them. And that's exactly how your life should be. You can't let every energy drainer, every manipulator, every fake well-wisher have access to your time, your mind, your space. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Have you ever been in a situation where someone keeps taking advantage of your kindness? Maybe a friend who only calls when they need something. A relative who expects you to be at their service but never asks how you're doing. A boss who overloads you with work because they know you won't complain. And you keep saying yes, you keep letting it happen. But let me tell you something. People will treat you the way you allow them to. If you don't respect your own boundaries, why would they? A woman once walked into a room full of people who always demanded her time, her energy, her effort. This time, she didn't smile, she didn't nod, she didn't say yes. When someone tried to interrupt her peace, she looked them in the eye and said, "Not today." And in that moment, she felt something she hadn't felt in years. Freedom. Because setting boundaries is not about pushing people away. It's about making space for yourself. If you've ever felt exhausted, drained, frustrated because people keep taking from you, then it's time to ask yourself, are you allowing it? Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you are teaching people that your needs don't matter. Every time you tolerate disrespect, you are telling them that it's okay to treat you that way. But here's the thing, it's not okay. And the moment you start setting boundaries, something incredible happens. You start attracting people who respect them. A queen does not open her doors to every stranger who knocks. She chooses who gets in. She decides who deserves her time. And when someone disrespects her, she removes them from her space. That is power. That is self-respect. That is what you must do. Because if you don't draw the line, people will keep crossing it. There is something powerful about a person who doesn't reveal too much. Someone who doesn't spill their every thought, their every plan, their every emotion. There is an undeniable aura, an unshakable presence in a person who moves in silence. They don't need validation, they don't need to explain themselves, and they don't seek permission to be who they are. They just are. Think about the most captivating people you've met. Were they the ones who talked endlessly about themselves, who told you every detail of their life? Or were they the ones who spoke little but held your attention with their presence? Power is not in words, it is in silence. It is in what is not said. A lion doesn't need to announce its arrival. It walks with confidence, and the world takes notice. That is how you must be. You don't need to tell people your every move, your every thought, your every dream. Let them wonder. Let them guess. Let them be unsure about what's coming next. The most dangerous player in the game is the one no one can predict. In life, people will try to pull information from you. They will act like they care, but what they truly want is access. They want to know your weaknesses, your doubts, your insecurities, so they can use them against you. And if you keep handing out pieces of yourself, don't be surprised when people start playing with them. The moment you become an open book, you give others the pen to write your story. But when you stay mysterious, you remain the author of your own destiny. A woman once worked tirelessly on her dreams. She didn't post about it. She didn't announce her struggles. She didn't seek applause for her effort. She simply worked in silence. And one day, when she succeeded, the world was shocked. How did she do it, they asked. But the truth was, she had been doing it all along. They just weren't paying attention. That's the power of silence. Let them see the results, not the process. Imagine two chess players. One announces every move he's about to make, explains his entire strategy, and gives his opponent every detail of his plan. The other, silent, focused, making moves without warning. Who do you think wins? The one who moves in silence. Because when people don't know what you're thinking, they don't know how to control you. Have you ever noticed how people are drawn to those who don't reveal too much? A person who listens more than they speak, a person who carries themselves with quiet confidence, is 10 times more attractive than someone who constantly seeks attention. There's a reason why the most powerful leaders, the most respected individuals, and the most influential minds don't waste time explaining themselves to everyone. They don't need to. Their presence speaks louder than their words ever could. Social media has trained people to share everything, their wins, their losses, their struggles, their dreams. And while there's nothing wrong with celebrating yourself, there is everything wrong with letting the world into your every move. Not everyone claps for you. Not everyone wants to see you win. And the moment you reveal too much, you give people the tools to break you. Keep some things for yourself. Let your next step be your secret. A warrior doesn't tell the battlefield his every tactic. He observes, he strategizes, he moves without warning. That's how you need to be in life. When someone disrespects you, don't argue, move in silence and remove them. When someone underestimates you, don't explain. Let your success do the talking. When someone tries to bring you down, don't react. Let them wonder why you are unshaken. Because silence is the most powerful answer you can ever give.
There comes a moment in life when you have to make a choice. A choice between staying and suffering or walking away and reclaiming your peace. And yet, so many people hesitate. They stay in toxic relationships, dead-end jobs, one-sided friendships, and situations that drain their energy. Why? Because they are afraid. Afraid of change, afraid of the unknown, afraid of what people will say. But let me tell you something. Knowing when to walk away is not a weakness. It is the most powerful decision you will ever make. You see, people who respect themselves don't beg for love. They don't chase after validation. They don't hold on to situations that make them feel small. They know that walking away is not losing. It is winning. Winning back their self-worth, their confidence, their life. Think about this. Have you ever seen a queen argue with peasants? Have you ever seen a lion try to convince sheep that it belongs in the jungle? No. Because those who know their value do not waste their energy proving it to those who cannot see it. Imagine you are in a relationship where you are constantly made to feel like you are not enough. You give your best, but it's never appreciated. You love deeply, but it is not returned. You keep hoping that one day they will see your worth. But let me tell you, if they needed to be convinced, they were never worthy of you in the first place. The right people never need proof of your value. They recognize it from the moment they meet you. And what about your career? How many times have you stayed in a job where you are undervalued, underpaid, and overworked? You tell yourself, maybe one day they will promote me. Maybe one day they will appreciate me. Manu, But deep down, you already know the truth. If they haven't seen your worth by now, they never will. And staying, it only robs you of opportunities that actually align with your greatness. There was a woman who spent years trying to fix a friendship that had already died. She was always the one reaching out, always the one making an effort, always the one holding it together. Until one day she asked herself, why am I fighting for someone who wouldn't lift a finger for me? And in that moment, she walked away. And guess what? Nothing in her life fell apart. In fact, everything started falling into place. Because sometimes walking away is not the end, it is the beginning. When you finally decide to leave what no longer serves you, something magical happens. You create space. Space for the right opportunities, the right people, the right energy. The moment you stop clinging to what is breaking you, you make room for what is meant to heal you. Have you ever noticed how the most successful people don't entertain drama? They don't waste their breath arguing. They don't keep trying to convince people to see their worth. Because they understand one simple truth. Their energy is too valuable to be spent on the wrong things. They know when to stay, but more importantly, they know when to walk away. Picture this. You're in a boardroom, presenting an idea you work day and night for. You can see that some people respect it, but others mock it. They don't take you seriously. Now you have two choices. You can waste your time trying to convince those who don't believe in you, or you can stand up, walk away, and find the people who do. The ones who will invest in you. The ones who will celebrate you, the ones who see you. Walking away does not mean you gave up. It means you chose yourself. It means you refused to stay where you were not valued. It means you decided that your peace was more important than someone else's comfort. When you finally learn this, you stop fighting losing battles. You stop trying to squeeze yourself into places you have outgrown. You stop running after things that were never meant for you. Because real power, it's not in staying. It's in knowing when to walk away. There is a certain kind of silence that is louder than any insult. A certain kind of success that is more powerful than any revenge. And a certain kind of glow up that makes every person who doubted you sit in regret. That is the power of leveling up. You don't need to fight, argue, or seek validation. You don't need to prove anyone wrong with words. Let your success be the answer. Let your growth be the fire that burns in their minds every time they hear your name. People will betray you. People will underestimate you. People will laugh at your dreams, dismiss your ambition, and try to convince you that you are not enough. And in that moment, you will be tempted to respond. You will want to argue, to defend yourself, to explain why they are wrong about you. But that is wasted energy. The best way to respond is to let your results speak. Think about this. Have you ever seen a caterpillar argue with people who call it ugly? No, it just disappears into its cocoon. It goes silent, and when it reappears, it has wings. The same people who mocked it are suddenly mesmerized by its transformation. That is what happens when you level up. Imagine you are in a relationship where someone took you for granted. They thought you would always be there. They treated you like an option. And then one day, you walk away. But instead of crying, instead of chasing them, instead of begging, you invest in yourself. You get fitter. You grow stronger. You start achieving things they never believed you could. And now they can't stop watching. They stalk your social media. They ask about you. They hear your name in rooms they never expected. And it burns them because they realize too late you were the prize all along. Or think about a workplace where they didn't see your worth. They passed you over for promotions. They ignored your potential. So you decide to leave. And instead of staying bitter, you build something of your own. You level up, move to a bigger company, start your own business, or become so successful that they now wish they had treated you differently. And that's the secret. When you focus on leveling up, the tables always turn. There is a reason why people who win in life don't entertain drama. Why? Because they are too busy growing, too busy succeeding, too busy building something that makes all the pain of the past irrelevant. They don't have time to seek revenge. Their success is the revenge. Picture this. You're in a room full of people who doubted you. The ones who once whispered behind your back, laughed at your failures, and bet on your downfall. And then you walk in. But not as the person they once knew. No, you walk in with power, with confidence, with undeniable success. And suddenly the room goes silent. Because there is nothing more intimidating than someone who turned pain into power. The best revenge is never in proving people wrong directly. It's in making their opinions irrelevant. It's in becoming so successful that their words have no weight, their presence has no impact, and their betrayal has no effect on you. It's in showing up in a way they never expected, thriving in ways they never imagined, and shining in a way they can't ignore. So when they hurt you, when they doubt you, when they treat you like you don't matter, don't waste your time arguing. Don't waste your energy on people who were never meant to see your worth. Instead, step back, go silent, work on yourself, and then come back stronger, bigger, untouchable. Because the best revenge is not in proving them wrong, it's in proving yourself right. The world does not give you respect, you take it. The people who underestimated you, let them watch as you rise. The ones who left you behind, let them regret the day they walked away. The ones who doubted your potential, let them sit in the shadows while you shine so brightly that they can't ignore you anymore. Because here's the truth, winners don't seek revenge, they become the revenge. Every single person who ever looked down on you, who ever laughed at your dreams, who ever said you can't do it, they don't deserve your anger, they deserve your silence. And then they deserve the front row seat to your comeback. Let them witness what happens when a person decides to stop waiting for permission and start creating their own destiny. Success is not about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about waking up every single day and choosing to be the best version of yourself. It's about refusing to settle for a life that is anything less than extraordinary. You are not put on this earth to be mediocre. You were not created to blend in. You were made to break barriers, to defy expectations, to be the kind of person that leaves people in awe. The greatest power you will ever have is knowing that you don't need anyone's approval to be great. You don't need validation. You don't need permission. You just need a decision, the decision to rise, to level up, to leave behind everything and everyone that no longer serves your future. Because the minute you decide to take control of your own story, you become unstoppable. Think about this. Diamonds are made under pressure. The brightest stars shine in the darkest nights. And the most powerful people, they are the ones who turn their pain into purpose. They are the ones who refuse to be broken. They are the ones who took every scar, every betrayal, every setback, and used it as fuel to become something greater than anyone imagined. And that includes you. You are not here to play small. You are not here to be silent. Sure, you are not here to shrink yourself just to make others comfortable. You are here to own your power. You are here to take up space. You are here to become the person who walks into a room and makes people wonder, who is that? So let them talk. Let them doubt you. Let them doubt you. Let them whisper behind your back. Let them think they have won. Because while they waste their time discussing you, you will be too busy winning, too busy growing, too busy becoming the kind of success story they will never forget. You don't need to chase respect. You don't need to demand attention. When you are truly powerful, it speaks for itself. And when the time is right, when your success is undeniable, when the world finally sees what you were always meant to be, every single person who ever underestimated you will have only one thing left to say: I never saw that coming.